reach because there's no step here.
Might have to cut that one because it's tight and...
Good morning. Well, while the roofers have been working away, we've got to all the bracing in here. The problem in here was the sides are so long that there was a bit of flex, so we've tried to take that out. We've braced the middle of the span with this bracing which ties in to all the main uprights. And it's all these little bits just adding and adding to the frame will mean that as soon as we can slate that, it's ready to be slated and we ain't got to worry about any little bits. Anyway, the roofers are just finishing off all their little cuts, so we're going to leave them to it. There's no rush, even if we can't get up today. We want to let them finish, and then we can infill, and it's a quick job once they've done all their tedious bits.
With it! Yep. On a combien là? Il m'en faut une. T'as pas mis de vidéo hier, Dan? Yeah, bring it as well.
Between us, I think this.
Yeah, sort of think about stacking it.
Go on.
Just get out a shot and put it down.
Take that gauge down a mil and a half, 26 and a half.
Served in a bed of copper. Look at that.
Merci.
À la pêche, on fait ça. On est à la pêche, on reste 10 jours des fois.
Ouais,
On prend les poissons, paf, on fait papillote, on fait feu comme ça, on mange direct.
c'est bien ça. So we finally got the rest of the cedar to finish the underneath of the tower. The problem now is because we're all on the scaffolding, it's going to be hard to install it anytime soon. We're going to have to rejig the scaffolding so we can get to that front edge, which means taking some down that we're working on. So it's here. Unfortunately, we can't put it up yet, but it's a job we can do in the near future. And also, I ordered 50 bits of processed oak, a lot more processed than they came last time. And that's all the oak to start all the other dormers on all the other roofs. And I think we've got 8 windows to make, but luckily they're all the same. So hopefully I can just make a kit form, make sure that all fits, and then I can make 8 down here all in one go.
Gonna have to wait back a little dry before we can put any more on.
So I just wanted to show you a little bit about the hooks that we're using for the slates. So slate hooks are a very common practice in France, and they're slowly creeping other places as well. And it's just as good, if not better, than nailing them. Now each slate is held on by 2 hooks, one at the bottom and one at the top, and that pinches it tight into the roof. And these are really heavy duty, and they're stainless steel as well, so they're not going to rust or fail any time before the roof needs replacing. Then the same as most tiles, the one above and the one at the side holds it in, and it goes on from that. So we've got 2 different hooks. One is the one that hooks over the batten, and if, like when we hit one of these counter battens, we can't quite hook it in because there's a bit of wood below it, we have one of these naily ones, and we nail that in at the same level, and that does the same job. And I put in the extra effort to look for ones with a painted end, so that's painted the same colour as the slate, because what I didn't want to do is see all these bright stainless steel hooks all across the roof, especially when we're putting so much effort into the corners, being so slick and not seeing any flashing and stuff. So I got these painted ones, which means when they're on from the ground, they're almost completely invisible, and they're powder coated as well, so they'll last. That's slate hooks. And the answer is yes, they are waterproof, and no, we don't need flashing. So it creates a waterproof seal by these slates are actually kind of posed that way, so they're elongated, and as it goes up the hip they alternate where the slates overlap from behind. Some go in front and some go behind, so that if you look into these gaps you can always see another slate underneath it. So by doing that and spending the time to get the corners extra crisp, these are waterproof, and we've actually tested that as we built each corner. We've then poured water in them and put a bit of cardboard underneath to make sure it doesn't drip. Everyone does things different ways, but we checked with a few roofers, and this is a standardized practice to close a hip in France. And you know what? I'm really happy with the result. It looks so slick. So all 4 sides are done now. We've just got up to this level where we'll start working up the turret. Yeah, this last bit we didn't have much involvement. We just left the roofers ticking away because there was so many cuts to kind of close it all up and finish it to get right and to get waterproof. There's not much we could all do with hassling them up here. So we managed to get loads of other jobs ticked off, like installing the last of the electric cable, putting the conduit in, which was great to have more people in, getting all the wood in and stuff like that, and finishing all them little bracing bits. So it's not been a wasted time. We've got up to the level we needed to get up to, and next week we're on this big slope, which is going to be challenging enough because it's nearly all rope work closing in the dormers. But if we hit it and attack it right now, we've got a good week's work to all attack this, and I think it'll be nearly done at the end of that. Anyway, not sure if I'll do a Sunday video, maybe I will, but if not, see you bright and early Monday.